not a dream, I whispered to myself. My body felt as if I had woken from a heavy hangover, utterly weak, my head splitting with pain, my thoughts clouded and tangled. Every movement, even the smallest, felt unbearably difficult, as though my arms and legs had turned to stone. I barely managed to sit up, feeling the pulse in my temples pounding even louder. Light pierced through the curtains into my room, staining my eyes, and I tried with all my strength to turn away from it. "Come on, Diana, get a grip. There's no time to wallow," I murmured, trying to summon a bit of courage. I rose from the bed, put open the curtains, and let bright light flood into my room. From the drawer beside the bed, I began searching for any kind of pill for my headache. The drawer was cluttered with useless junk, empty pill boxes, a phone charger, candy wrappers, matches, loose change, everything but what I needed. "Oh, found it," I said with relief. I walked into the kitchen, my body unbearably heavy, each movement costing me great effort. I filled a large glass with ice-cold water to wash down the pill, and with each gulp I felt the chill revive me just a little. I turned on the kettle, and its quiet has filled the room, breaking the heavy silence. While the water heated, I sat down at the table, leaned my elbows on the surface, and rested my head in my hands. My thoughts still spun in chaos. I recalled the night under the lantern, Kara's words, her warning. I inhaled deeply, then exhaled sharply, trying to pull myself together. Every sound, the whistle of the kettle, the soft clink of glass, even the beat of my own heart blended with the headache, each sensation sharp and overwhelming. But only one thing concerned me now: how to return to the lantern as soon as possible. The pill had already begun to work. Slowly sipping my coffee, I started to draft a plan of what I would say, what I would ask beneath the lantern's light. Then suddenly, the thought struck me. There had to be some record of this lantern in our city archives. "I need to go there," I muttered, taking the last sip of coffee. Later that evening, 11:52 p.m. And so I was walking toward the lantern again. Every step echoed against the empty asphalt, and in my mind there was only one thought: to find answers to my questions, to understand what Kira meant, and why all of this was happening to us. As I drew closer, from the shadows, a lamplighter suddenly appeared and nearly jumped out of my skin, my heart leaping out of my chest. "Good evening," he said with a strange smile. "Good evening, and you? How are you here? Didn't expect me? Honestly, I was waiting for you." "Really?" "Yes, I'm sorry that I ran away from you at our last meeting. I was a little scared." "I understand. It's all right." The lamplighter stepped forward, and the warm light from the lantern danced across his face, making his features more defined and clear. His gaze was calm and attentive. I had the sense that he could see not only me, but my thoughts, fears, and doubts as well. "I saw my sister here. You're right. I felt her under the lantern's light." "I thought so, but be careful." "Why? What do you mean?" "Remember, the lantern gives not only a meeting and a chance to change things, but it also exacts a price for it." After those words, the lantern's light went out, and the lamplighter disappeared with it. I understood that now everything would begin. I was ready, so I immediately raised my hands and covered my eyes with my palms. But even through my closed eyelids, a flash broke through. A blinding burst of light erupted around me, making my heart race. I slowly opened my eyes. What I saw in the lantern's light made my body freeze. "This can't be," I muttered under my breath. In the lantern's glow, hard as it was to believe, there stood me, my double. Her figure resembled mine, facial features, gaze, hair, but at the same time, there was something different, a sense that she was older than me. No, not just older, she seemed to have lived more in this life than I had. She wore clothing I had never worn, a white dress with straps, long earrings dangling from her ears, lips painted with red lipstick. I would never in a million years have dressed like that. She looked at me as if she knew all my thoughts in advance. She was simply waiting for me to speak first. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice trembling. "I am you, and you are me." "Where is my sister? Why are you here?" "I came to warn you." "Warn me about what?" "I know what you want to do, but the price is very high." "I don't understand." "You want to bring Kara back, but for that, something must be sacrificed. You would change the course of events, and that has its own price and consequences." "For my sister, I'm ready for anything." "Are you sure?" "Yes," I replied firmly. Pain speaks through you, and pain is deceiving. You will lose something that weighs more than you can imagine. "If you know the price, then tell me." "Memory. The price of her return is her memory of you. She will come back, but she won't know who you are. You will be strangers to each other. In our reality, she will also forget you. You will never be family to each other again. She will have her own life. Her own family, perhaps a sister or a brother." "No, this cannot be. Then what is the point of this cursed lantern?" "That is the price. You can leave everything as it is, preserving the memory of you in your heart, or give it all to see her alive, but never be family to her." A lump rose in my throat, and my eyes filled with tears. "So I have to either lose her forever or find her, but lose her again? And this choice will determine what happens to you next." "What do you mean by next for me?" The double only had time to glance at me. Then suddenly, the lantern went out. Silence felt like a heavy weight, and even the wind seemed to vanish. I was left alone, on the cold, empty street. I had come seeking answers, and yet I had even more questions. I walked slowly, each step echoing in the void. The road home seemed endless. Thoughts overwhelmed my mind. Every word spoken by my double echoed repeatedly in my memory. I imagined Kira returning, standing beside me, breathing, laughing. I imagined our life returning to how it was before, but in reality she would simply forget me. I opened the door and stepped inside. The silence of the house greeted me as heavily as the darkness of the street. I walked slowly to my room, not even turning on the hallway light. I immediately approached my desk and collapsed into the chair. My gaze fell on a framed photo. Two smiling sisters, still children, hugging tightly as if afraid to lose one another. I stood up and began pacing the room. I had no strength to stay in one place. My mind kept repeating my double's final words. "This choice will determine what happens to you next." What did she mean? What will happen to me? I wandered the room, unable to find peace. The thought that my sister would not remember me made my heart race as if it might burst from my chest. I fell onto the bed, wrapped myself in a blanket, and held a pillow to my chest. Tears slowly rolled down my cheeks. But even through exhaustion and despair, I could not shake the feeling that the double was still here, invisible, nearby, waiting for my choice. But why not my sister? Why did my double appear to me under the lantern? And where did the lamplighter go? Why didn't he appear again when the lantern went out? I muttered under my breath. I had so many questions and, unfortunately, so few answers. Tomorrow will be a hard day. I need to rest, I said, and my eyes closed involuntarily as I fell asleep. I woke up without an alarm, something unreal to me. I slowly rose from the bed and sat down. My first thought: today is an important day. I would even say decisive. Before me lay a choice that could change my life. Thoughts of the lantern lingered in my mind all day. I alternated between wanting evening to come quickly to deal with it and fearing it like fire. Finally, evening arrived. I was fully ready to meet under the lantern. I had made my choice. Now it only remained to reinforce it with action. I walked along the familiar street, so familiar that I could traverse it with my eyes closed. From afar, the lantern's light beckoned me, urging me to come closer. My heart pounded again, but my steps were confident. I knew exactly why I was going there. As I approached, the lantern flared brighter than ever. Its glow enveloped me from head to toe, as if asking, "Are you ready?" Inside me, two desires battled hold on to precious memories or see Kira again, even though she would not remember me. But in that moment, I realized love does not vanish even when memory is lost. Love is more than words or faces. I inhaled deeply and stepped toward the light. My double was already waiting there. Have you made your choice? Yes. What do you choose? I choose my sister. I choose her future. She is too young to simply disappear from this world. I want her to enjoy life, to savor every minute in this beautiful world even without me. Double nodded quietly, as if agreeing with my choice. Just remember, you give her life back, but you vanish from it forever. That is the price. I accepted. The double quietly disappeared, along with the lantern's glow, leaving me alone on the street. Several months later, I rushed to work, late for the first time in a long while. At the traffic light, I saw a girl crossing from the other side. Her hair swayed softly with her steps, and her smile lit up the street. My heart tightened unbearably. This was Kira, my sister. She laughed while speaking on the phone. She was happy, light, as if the whole world belonged only to her. I paused for a few seconds, just watching her. She didn't notice me at all, running past, but it didn't hurt. On the contrary, it filled me with warmth. I was glad she was alive. I smiled through tears, understanding that true love does not demand reciprocity. It lives in actions, in choice, in care, even if those you love do not remember you.